noticed is that while students and practitioners in general start with the initial spark of inspiration, when the inspiration or motivation wanes, they are left with a lot of questions, not believing in their own strength or their own ability to learn certain things. So past that first initial flash, it starts to slide down from there, and it's really hard for people to keep up the effort and to see that they are engaging in limiting beliefs and thoughts and are not helping themselves because of that. But I wanted to share something today, something I've read this morning actually, as I was sitting under a tree and reading a book, as I do often in the mornings. And this is a book by Napoleon Hill, who interviewed a tremendous number of successful people who tend to use the same principles to reach their goals. These simple truths are self-evident, so to speak, and we all know them, but most of the time we don't act on them. And that's why I think it's a good idea to be reminded of these truths day after day, a million times a week if we need to, in order to activate those mechanisms within ourselves that are going to push us towards our goals and prevent us from stopping and not believing in ourselves. So this first thing that I wanted to read you is a little poem which talks about the power of self, meaning belief in self or self-defeating attitude. And it comes from self, from us, and whichever way we decide to take it, whichever perspective we decide to dress it in, the universe will take us there. And so it goes as follows. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. And just a little commentary, a lot of the times I meet people who tell me, oh, I could never do this, this is crazy, I could never do that. And I want to tell them, when I hear it, that's right, you won't, because you just said it yourself. So don't say that. Instead, say, I wonder how I can learn this, as opposed to I could never do that. Of course you could never do that. You just said it yourself. If you think you lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. In other words, it all starts in us, not the world around us so much, but rather what we decide to do with our journey. Life's battles don't always go to the strongest or faster man. But sooner or late, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. So this is just a perfect example of how when we choose to take responsibility for our choices, our decisions, our attitudes, our thoughts, when we take full responsibility for that, we can see a complete change in our lives. First, you begin towards achieving your goal by birth of an idea that you create through your imagination. Second, you mix faith with your idea. Faith is a huge component in this game of striving to achieve what we want, because if you don't believe in yourself, then don't expect the world to believe in you. We have to learn to trust ourselves and to believe that our efforts are going to take us where we wish to go. Third, you formulate a plan for the transformation of your idea into physical reality. You need a clear plan. you put your plan into action. 5th, you apply and follow through on your plan with persistence and back it with firm decision until it had been fully carried out. 6th, you prepare the way for success by a burning desire for success. So, in general, this formula that I've just read to you is a formula that could be applied to countless things that we want in life. What I wish to convey in this video for you as a student of this skill is the fact that you cannot be stopped if you choose not to be stopped. And I want you to be more confident in your efforts and in your belief that you too can accomplish the things you're going after. As I said before, the very process of getting there will help you learn the things that you needed to learn, perhaps to translate it into something else that you're doing. You know, because nothing is happening by accident. And the fact that you choose to engage in this training, in training towards mastering a handstand, that alone should tell you that there's something different about you. So I want you to have faith in your own ability. I want you to know that there's a way to get to where you want to. It may not be the way you envision right away. It may not be the way you want it to happen. And if you're not too insistent on how something should happen, it will happen in a way that's better than what you could envision. My desire is to help you have more faith in yourself. It won't be easy, but it's definitely possible for every one of us in our own way. Not in the same way, but in our own way to accomplish our own objectives and goals, and that way we can all thrive and have a quality of life that we deserve. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.